Well, I think this can save the world. And I'm going to tell a story to you, and you will know what can save the world, okay? So, many people from a town are walking back from a fair, which is on the outskirts of a town. So, they all are walking back. There are many in a cluster, like, 40 to 50 people, and they are all walking back. And while going back to the town, they have to cross through a big forest, okay, a big, I could say a jungle, okay. And they all are walking, they're all from different walks of life, different professions, and different age groups also. Mostly they were adults, but I see there was this little boy also, very bright face and bright eyed little 7-year-old also walking in that crowd with them. And as they were walking past this jungle, this forest, the weather starts to change. And a lot of clouds and dark clouds start appearing in the sky. And then what happens is that there is a lot of thunder that starts. And so everybody is getting scared because they start to see the lightnings in the sky, and they are a bit like, oh, we have to rush, but then we cannot rush because we have to cross this jungle. And so one of the young guys says, there is a shade somewhere there, a little few meters away, so let's all go under that shade, it will accommodate all of us. And many a times the passers by, when it was bad weather, they used to wait under that shade, or if it was really really hot, then they would just sit there and have their they would have their lunch there with their tiffin boxes that they used to get, and then they would all eat over there, and then they used to proceed further. So this was like a kind of a tradition. So that shade was a place where they would take a pause, or it was their resort or a refuge, we can say. So the guy says, let's go there. It will protect us from the lightnings, and if it starts pouring down, we'll be protected. So few meters away, then all of them rush over there. But what happens is that once they are stationed under this big, shade, which is, open on all the sides, the lightnings start falling on the sides of this shade. And the shade is like, in front of it, there is a kind of a empty patch in front of it, like a kind of an empty patch, and then there is the road further, okay. So they all have rushed over here, and now you can imagine that there is this empty patch of ground, okay. So they all are just standing and just watching that, and the lightning start to fall on all the sides of the shade. And so they all start getting scared, like, what is this phenomenon, suddenly, like, the lightnings are like the thunders, and the lightning start to strike on the sides of this shade. So there are a few holy men also with them. So one of them says, actually, this is a kind of a, message from God to us. There is a sinner amongst us, and this lightning wants to strike that sinner. So they all are like, oh, okay. So now what do we have to do? The holy man says, well, I feel that each of us, one by one, we have to go and stand in that open space there. And then, if you are the sinner, the lightning is going to strike upon you. So they all are a bit scared. They say, no, we are not going to do that. And the intensity of the lightning starts even more, it starts to, starts falling on all the sides. Then finally, they say, okay, we will try it out. So what they do is that, who will go first? This is a big thing, okay? So they say to the holy man, why don't you go? And, he says, yeah, I will go, but one of you has to start it. So they push one of the guys, the young guy, they push him. And they say that, you were the one who told us the shade is over here, no? So you go, because you got us over here. So he's very scared, and this about 25, 30 years old guy, he goes and he stands there. And the thunders are there, really, like, and you can see the lightning in the sky. And then there is nothing, there is no sound, there is no lightning. So he just stands. And then he's like, okay, I was not the one. Then he comes back. Then the second guy, this time a lady, she's pushed. And she's like, no, 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 I don't want to go. And they say, go, go, because of you we will die, otherwise go. So she goes and then she stands and the same thing happens. There's a lot of lightning in the sky, but nothing drops upon her. And the lightning keeps on falling on the side of the shade. So like this, each person is pushed one by one in this open space, and they all come back. And finally, almost all of them are done. And they say, then why this lightning? Is the holy man telling us the right thing? Because the holy man has also gone and he also stood there, but nothing, he is also pure, so he's come back, you know. So everybody is like looking at each other, and still the lightnings continue to fall on the sides of the shade. They said, no, 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 there is something. Then somebody has not gone, somebody has escaped that, to say. Who is it? Who is it? And then this little boy they see, he's in the corner, he's just looking at the lightnings from the shade. And they say, you come here. You haven't gone. You are the sinner. Because of you, we are all going to be killed. Now you go and stand there. And he's like shivering, you know. He says, no, no, I am scared of lightnings. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. So you have to go there. And then he's completely, his eyes are completely, you know, full of tears. And then he says, okay, you are not ready to go. So one of the guys picks him up and he says, okay, I'm going to put you there. You will stay over there and we are going to see. Okay, so just stay there. Say, and then they say, you are the sinner. This boy is the sinner. Because of this boy, we all can die. And then he goes over there and he stands there and he's completely shivering. He's just looking around with a lot of fear in his eyes. And he stands and there is a big, big lightning. And it comes and it strikes on the shade and the shade falls. And the boy is there, out of the shade. When I heard this story, I heard it, I must have been 10, 11 years old when I was told this story. It really impressed me, you know, because the little boy is just 7 years old. So it had really, really impressed me, the story. And I was really, you know, trying to understand the depth of the story. And today when I look back at it, I understand the depth of the story. The innocence of this child was saving everyone under that shade. Until he was there, the lightnings were falling around. God was giving another chance to everyone. Because one innocent being was there. One innocent soul was amongst them. And the moment they condemned him, they pushed him out, saying, you are this, you are that. The moment he went out, the whole thing struck. The lightning, the wrath struck, and everybody got destroyed under this shade. So I understood that innocence is something that can save the world. Because of a few handful of innocent people on this earth, we are being given a chance. We are being saved. Those lightnings are still around the shade. And so I start feeling is that each of us has that little 7-year-old boy inside of us. Okay? When we are born innocent. And then we get corrupted. Yeah. So that little innocent child is inside of each of us. And until and unless that innocence is inside of us, nothing can touch us. That innocence will protect us. That innocence will save us. And that innocence will save the world. So if each of us removes all those dark clouds that have been corrupting that innocence, or some conditionings of the world has made us forget that we are originally innocent beings. Power, greed, lust, these come later in our life. We are not born with those. If they are more inside of us, we lose our innocence. And basically we are born pure and then we lose our innocence, because then all these things play an important role. We get into power games. I want to become something. This is mine. I. Finished, innocence gone. Then the greed. I want this. I want that. I want that. And I want that. That's gone. The innocence is gone there. Yeah. In that you go to any levels. Yeah. To attain power, to satisfy your greed, to satisfy your lust for for the flesh. There you can completely go and do anything. Then in anger you can go and destroy anything. Yeah. And out of jealousy you can go and destroy everything. That is not everything, but your own self, your own innocence. And because of this, what happens is that the moment we lose this, actually we are exposed. When we lose innocence, we get exposed. And exposed in what kind? In the eyes of God. We are exposed there because we don't have innocence. We are not protected. Until and unless we have this innocence of this little 7-year-old boy inside of us, we can still save the people around us. Many a times it happens also that in a family where people are really, really very wrong in their behaviors, earning money through dishonest ways, or saying bad things to others, or doing all kind of negative things, but just because of one member maybe in that family, God is still giving the grace to that family. God is still protecting that family because of this one person. See the power of that one person. Because of that one pure soul, everybody else is getting protected. So can you imagine this, how can I say, the power of innocence? The power of innocence. This is what we have to now start emitting inside of us. This is what we have to go back. We have to go back to innocence now, because we have gone too far. And the divine is sending lightnings upon us. And I really, really feel that when we will unleash this innocence, when we will recognize this innocence inside of us, it is at that time that we will be able to save the world. We will be able to protect the world. So let's return back to innocence is the message that I would like to give. And this is the way we can save the world. I really, really feel this is the way we can save the world, by being pure, by being innocent. And when we say innocent, means full of love, full of compassion for others. The moment hatred comes inside, it's finished, it's finished, it's finished. That negative and extremely low vibration doesn't exist in the dictionary of God. We have to know that. So only this innocence, that every being is my brother, is my sister, is my family. This world is a family. Only then can we save this world. Yes, we all are going through a difficult phase right now. But then you know what? Every adversity brings about a big spiritual change. And that is where we are all heading to. So let's return back to innocence. Bye-bye. God bless. Please do like, share and comment. Please do share this message with as many people as you can. Please. I really feel it's needed. It's the need of the time. Bye-bye. God bless. Bye.